Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. First of all, I am so sorry, I apologize that I haven't uploaded in ages and there is literally no excuse. It's just me making excuses for myself why not to film. But here I am today and I'm so happy to do it again. And as you could see by the title of this video, today I'm going to talk, or let's say give you kind of a review of a new foundation by Guerlain. And it's not a first impression. I have been testing this foundation for, let's say, 2 weeks by now. I have seen on Sephora a lot of very good reviews on this foundation, so I was like, okay, if that many people think it's great, I have to buy it and I have to try it. So here we are today and let's just start. If you didn't know what I am talking about, this is the new foundation by Guerlain and it's called L'essentiel. If this is the way how to pronounce, if not, excuse me, I don't really know. Anyway, this is the box and this is the foundation itself. As you can see, it's really cute and I got mine in a shade 0 to N. First of all, I will just say from the beginning, I think that this shade is a little bit too dark for me right now, as it is oxidizing as well on the skin, little tiny bit. But 1N was too light for me and I thought to myself, the summer is coming, it's here, it's gonna be here very soon and it will not give me too much time to enjoy this foundation. So that's why I got myself this shade to hope that I can use it for a longer time. First of all, I'm gonna read for you a little bit what this foundation claims to do and what it claims to be. So it's supposed to be natural foundation with 97% of natural ingredients, which is perfect. It should be lasting for at least 16 hours. And the complexion is perfect, bright and fresh. The texture is comfortable and melting, ideal to modulate its level of coverage from light to medium. So let me just put a couple of pins in my hair so I will not get foundation everywhere. I will just show you the consistency of this foundation. You see, it's somewhere in between. It's not too creamy, it's not too liquidy. So my skin is already moisturized and clean and everything, so we can start and just apply. I will be applying with the sponge because I found that with this foundation I like it the most because you know, some foundations with the brush, they give you more coverage, but the finish is not so natural. And for me, the more important than the coverage is for the foundation to look as natural as possible. So that's why I'm using sponge to kind of like press it into the skin, so it will kind of like melt in and it will more look like skin, not like foundation. So as you can see, the coverage on this foundation is medium, I would say. It's not covering completely everything, which is good because I really don't like to have a mask on my face. So I actually appreciate when there are some little imperfections peeking through and little bit of my real skin. So I don't mind that at all. As you can see with the sponge, it's blending really nice and it's quite fast. By the way, I'm filming today with a natural light, so if it's a little bit darker or brighter sometime, I'm sorry, but I cannot control the light outside, but I thought it will be better for you to really see like more realistic how it really looks on the skin. So that's why I'm filming today with a natural light. I hope you appreciate it. And I'm just applying on half of my face just to kind of show you what is the difference with the foundation and without, because I think that of course you will be able to see what is the coverage on that foundation and what is able to cover and what's not. So that's why I do this on the beginning, so you can better tell what is the result. And I really take my time with blending my foundation because, you know, it's the base for everything, and it's really important because I feel like then the rest of the makeup will take this direction. If your foundation isn't correct, if it's not applied correctly, if it's not blended correctly, if it's not your correct shade or whatever, then I feel like the rest is just not important anymore, you know. You kind of cannot make it much better if the base, the foundation is not correct. So that's why I'm always taking time to blend it. You can kind of see what is the coverage. My skin tone is more even on this side. There is some pigmentation that is covered. There is something about this foundation that I don't agree with all the people that were writing their reviews on Sephora, and that was that this foundation looks very natural on the skin, kind of like a second skin. Why I don't agree with it is that lately I have tried for the first time the foundation that everyone knows about. It's like a holy grail, blah 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 blah, and it's Armani Luminous Silk foundation. It took me very long time to try it, but finally I got a chance to try it, and I'm in love with this foundation. I just think it's one of the most beautiful foundations I ever tried. It really looks so natural, so good, just, you know, doesn't look too much makeup-y. And so, because I tried this foundation recently and I fell in love with it, and then I came and I purchased this one, so I find myself now comparing everything to Armani Luminous Silk foundation. And my conclusion is that all the people that were saying that this foundation looks very natural on the skin, I mean, I don't disagree, it looks natural, but for example, compared to Armani Luminous Silk, which if you have tried it, you know it looks really, really natural. I would say that this one is not. It's a little bit more thick, and as I see, like, I'm trying to blend it, but still compared to Armani, it looks more makeup-y. It's not very heavy or thick, but it is a little bit thicker. And so if you kind of compare these two, Armani Luminous Silk is a little bit more natural than this one. But I will come closer so you can see. It has quite decent coverage. I would say medium, definitely, not light, for me personally. And it's really luminous and very nice. But as I said, compared to Armani, I cannot help it, but this one I feel like it looks a little bit more heavier on the skin, if you know what I mean. I have some dryness around my nose, but as you can see, it's not really like sticking there or anything, so it's quite a good point for me, or for generally people with more dry skin, so that's very good. You saw at the beginning I had a little bit of redness around my nose. That's also gone, it's not there. Let me just finish all my makeup. All the products that I will use, I will write in the description box, so if you are interested in something, you will find it there. And let's just speed up through this process to not make it too boring for you, and then I will come back and I will tell you all the details and all the things that I realized while in these 2 weeks I was testing this foundation. So let's go back to the foundation. And first of all, I already said it. Yes, I agree, it's one of these foundations that looks more natural on the skin than the others. It's not like full coverage foundation that make you like blank white canvas. Is more natural. Yes, it is more luminous foundation, doesn't stick to dry patches. I like the fact that there is 97% of the natural ingredients. There is some perfume, but I honestly don't smell it that much, so that's not a big problem for me. So that's also a good thing. But let's go to a more negative part of this foundation. And as a first thing I would mention is the price. I don't know in US or in other parts of the world. I live in Europe and I live in France specifically. And here this foundation cost around, if I remember correctly, well, it was 2 weeks ago, something around 55 euros. Which, when we pay such a price for a foundation, like, of course, you know, Guerlain is more luxury brand and, you know, everything is beautiful and the packaging is luxurious and heavy and feels nice and everything. But for this price you also expect something amazing, right? Something that will have this like a wow effect, which for me, for example, again, Armani Luminous Silk has this wow effect. This one, at first, for me, yes, it looks wow, it's so natural, it looks very good on my skin. But maybe I am too picky or maybe I am really harsh, but this 55 euro doesn't do this wow effect for me. You know what I mean? Like, it's good, it's very good foundation, but not for a 55 euros. Like, I could find very similar foundations to this from L'Oreal, for example. So that's a first negative point of this, is the price. Then the other negative part is, for me, luminosity. There is a difference between luminosity and greasiness, okay? First, as I apply this foundation, it looks good. Of course, I apply a little bit of powder because I don't like to be very shiny in my T-zone, because this is the area where I have the larger pores, and I personally think doesn't make me look great if I am overly shiny in these areas. So I take my Holy Grail Hourglass translucent veil. Anyway, I find that with this foundation, like after 1 hour, it starts to look more greasy than luminous, at least on my skin and in my opinion. So especially in these areas where I'm trying to avoid it. So this is something that I don't like. When you get shiny and you just grab a little bit of powder, you saw me, I go very lightly, then start to look a little bit more makeup-y and more, I'm sorry to say, but more cakey. This is really something that I cannot stand. My makeup and foundation is so obvious on my face, so maybe I'm being too harsh, but it's not one of the best foundations I ever tried. So this is what I'm trying to say. It claims to be like long-lasting, something, they were talking something about 16 hours. I have been testing it for 2 weeks, and I've been in a gym, I went out, I had more calm days when I didn't do anything active. I realized that it's starting to be a little bit more greasy and oily throughout the day. When it becomes like that, it more likely slip around. I personally found that it rubs off my nose very quickly, and I'm not really a touchy person. I'm not really touching my face when I have makeup, so I don't really agree with this 16-hour. So I guess I will just do another close-up with all the other products on the top. As you can see, my skin is quite okay. I don't have any problems with my skin at this moment, so I wasn't trying to cover up something crazy. So overall, would I recommend this foundation or not? I would say I cannot give you clear answer, because if you have enough money and 55 euros or I don't know, $60 is normal price for you to pay for foundation, then go ahead. But if it starts to be expensive for you and you are really looking for something special, then I will just say you can find very similar things in a drugstore. Overall, it's not bad, but for the price is not amazing. So I guess this is how I would end up my review of this foundation. I really hope that it was somehow helpful for you. If you have any questions, if I forgot to mention something, or there are some details that you are interested in this foundation in order to help you make decision, please just comment down below. I will be so happy. And if you didn't subscribe to my channel until now, it would be a nice thing to do, you know. Maybe I will come back with another videos that you will like and that will be helpful for you. If you have any ideas for me, what kind of content I should create, what is interesting for you, then of course let me know in a comment as well. And I promise that I will not let you wait such a long time before I will upload another video. So if you stick with me until the end, thank you so much. Thank you for watching. I really appreciate it, and I just hope to see you soon. Bye.